Now, what is interesting question is indication of insulin therapy. Number one indication is type 1 diabetes mellitus. Is must, because without insulin they will not survive. Second is gestational diabetes mellitus. Third is when the patient they develop renal or hepatic diseases, any stress, acute injury, infection, surgery, all surgical case, from oral drugs to be switched to the insulin. Once the oral medicines fail to control blood sugar, we give insulin. When there is a pancreatic diabetes, we can give insulin. So insulin is so much important. So with this, I can now conclude that insulin as a treatment in certain conditions, in type 1 diabetes, gestational diabetes, this is required. Now, we will talk about the complications of diabetes mellitus. Suppose you don't treat. What are the complications? Why we are worried about diabetes? It's because of complications. Once it comes, this disease stays lifelong, and complications are so many. Two complications we talk about. One is metabolic complications. One type of complication is metabolic complications. Second type is non-metabolic complications. Metabolic complications are number A, diabetic ketoacidosis, DKA. Second is hyperosmolar hyperglycemic state, HHS, lactic acidosis, hypoglycemia. We'll discuss this and the metabolic complication. Non-metabolic complications or long-term complications of diabetes mellitus, we call it chronic complications of diabetes mellitus. They are microvascular and neuropathies, where retinopathy, nephropathy, peripheral neuropathy. In retinopathy, eyes are involved, cataract, impaired vision. Nephropathy, you find renal failure, end-stage renal disease, chronic kidney disease. Peripheral neuropathy, sensory loss, motor weakness. Autonomic neuropathy, postural hypertension, GI problems, all these will be there with peripheral neuropathy. When the food disease and the food is affected, maybe because of peripheral neuropathy and vascular problems. So these are the microvascular neuropathic complications. Second is macrovascular. Macrovascular, all coronary disorders, cerebral circulation, peripheral circulation, they are affected because of development of atherosclerosis, which is one of the causation of where the diabetes mellitus stimulates this atherogenesis very fast, diffuse atherosclerosis cause. So myocardial infarction, ischemia, cerebral circulation, transient ischemic stroke or stroke, peripheral circulation in the legs and other places, clotting ischemia. Other complications also it can cause. Dermatological complications, delayed wound healing, diabetic dermopathy, necrobiosis lipidodiabeticorum, cirrhosis and pruritus, acanthasis nigricans, infections, fungal, candidiasis, bacterial TB, and so many infections it can cause. What happens? Factor associated with increased mortality, morbidity is duration of diabetes. More duration of diabetes, more complication. Early age onset diabetes, more complication. You find also blood pressure is there in a person, comorbid condition, more complication. Lipid is there, more complication. Person is obese, more complication. These are there. If you want to highlight about microvascular complications, the doctor should know. Microvascular complication here, disease of small blood vessels is a specific complication of diabetes and is termed diabetic microangiopathy. If diabetes is well controlled, then one can prevent or delay this microvascular complication which cause retinopathy, neuropathy, nephropathy. Pathophysiology. Histopathology hallmark of diabetes macroneuropathy is thickening of the capillary basement membrane with associated increase vascular permeability throughout the body. So, this result in development of classical syndrome of diabetes, retinopathy, neuropathy, nephropathy, and also atherosclerosis is thought to the result from the local response to generalized vascular injury. Microvascular complication, large blood vessels are involved affecting target organs like brain, heart, etc. Pathological changes in the walls of large vessels, increased permeability of artery endothelium. This particularly when combined with hyperinsulinemia and hypertension will increase the deposition of atherogenic lipoprotein. Hence, atherosclerosis takes place earlier in life and more extensive of and severe atherosclerosis, causing various macrovascular complications. But now we pick up microvascular complication as diabetic ketoacidosis, I say metabolic complications, diabetic ketoacidosis. So metabolic complications. What you find early in this case, it's a medical emergency where commonly seen in type 1 diabetes, rarely in type 2 diabetes, precipitating cause any stress, infection, surgery, trauma, or inadequate insulin control. So what happens in this? Once insulin is not there, lack of insulin, there is hyperglycemia, hyperketonemia, metabolic acidosis resulting in lot of various features. Symptoms are polyuria, weight loss, weakness, nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, leg cramps. Signs: patient is dehydrated, hypotension, air hunger, hypothermia, smell of acetone will be there in the smell, may be confused and they can throw some convulsions and diabetic coma. So severe insulin deficiency resulted in increased glucagon secretions, hyperglycemia, hyperketonemia, and metabolic acidosis. Now these are the features. Now treatment. In investigations you find increased acidosis, plasma anion gap is very high, hyperglycemia, serum ketone is positive. You have to admit the person urgently, manage urgently with plenty of fluid replacement, potassium replacement, and control of any infection is there with administration of soluble insulin. This is the way we treat. We give soluble insulin 20 mg intravenously immediately, then 5 minutes any intravenously hourly. So blood sugar falls to 200 around. We have to give IV saline as for the dehydration. Then if there is a hypopotassiemia, we have to add potassium and bicarbonate. If you don't treat diabetic ketoacidosis, lot of complications you can cause. You can cause cerebral edema, acute respiratory distress syndrome, thromboembolism, DIC, acute cerebral failure. Other complication of diabetes mellitus is hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia is not a real complication, but it's a problem with overdose of insulin or anti-diabetic drugs. If you give more drug, more insulin, and patient not taking well, then it develops hypoglycemia. So once hypoglycemia is there will be clinical features. One is to be very alert about this. As the brain requires glucose as a fuel, If brain do not have glucose in the brain, then there will be a lot of neuroglycopenic symptoms. So hypoglycemia occurs when the blood sugar levels falls below 80 milligram deciliter or 70 because patient is not eating well or taking more oral drugs or more insulin or combination of all. Some symptoms like autonomic symptoms like sweating, trembling, pounding heart, what you call is palpitation. Patient will feel a hunger, anxiety, and are very stressful. You will be neuroglycopenic symptoms like confused, drowsiness, speech difficulty, irritable, and sometimes they will have headache. If you don't eat, the blood sugar level falls below 40, 30, they will throw convulsions and they go in hypoglycemic coma. So one has to be very careful. Lot of arrhythmia also can occur. So other cause of hypoglycemia, if suppose you think of this, there are certain endocrine disorders like Addison's disease, certain tumors where insulinomas and all that, there also you find hypoglycemia. In the diabetic hypoglycemia, when the symptoms are mild symptoms are there, ask patient take immediately some food material orally, glucose or milk added with sugar. Patient becomes alert, then he has to take proper meal. In severe hypoglycemia, treatment of hypoglycemia, in severe hypoglycemia patient is drowsy and all that, then you give IV fluids, glucose, IV glucose, 25%, 50 ml, immediately you give, and you can repeat it. If patient is still not getting in his normal sense, you can give injection glucagon, 1 milligram intravenously given, within 15 minutes patient will get up, becomes normal. And you have to inquire why you develop hypoglycemia, so you have to do diet counseling and you adjust the dose. So hypoglycemia you treat. Other condition, metabolic condition is hyperosmolar hyperglycemic state. This we see in type 2 diabetes where uncontrolled elderly person, some infections, they are the precipitant cause. Blood sugar level goes high, 500, 600 milligram, 700 milligram, and will cause a lot of symptoms. They gradually become weak, polyuria, polydipsia, confused. Sometimes they get coma. Lab finding will be hyperglycemia very high, more than 600 milligram. Serum osmolality very high. Bicarbonate levels they are low. Serum potassium low. Very difficult to treat condition. More than 50% mortality will be there. Management to correct dehydration and hypomania, give IV fluids, injection insulin in proper dose. If there is infection, control it. Once the patient is controlled, you see that they do not develop this disease once again. Now we will go for microvascular complications of diabetes. Diabetic retinopathy, nephropathy, neuropathy, they are all chronic complication of the diabetes mellitus. In diabetic retinopathy, most common cause of blindness in adults between 30 to 65 years of age. Blindness is primarily the result of proliferative disease or progressive diabetic retinopathy and also macular edema. It is classified into two categories: non-proliferative diabetic retinopathy, proliferative diabetic retinopathy. There, on fundoscope examination, you find a lot of cool quadrangulous spots, blood hemorrhages, and in a proliferative diabetic retinopathy, even you find more vessels, neovascularization you can see, increased retinal vascular permeability you see, and leading to renal ischemia and sometimes loss of vision. Sometimes retinal detachment, vision is severely affected, macular edema also occur in many cases. Management of diabetic retinopathy. Every 6 months or a year for long chronic diabetic patient, you should go for fundus examination to detect retinopathy coming or not. Once the retinopathy is seen, we can treat it by giving laser therapy. Severe non-proliferative retinopathy is treated with retinal photocoagulation. Argon laser is used for pan-retinal laser photocoagulation. Microedema also treated with focal laser microcoagulation. 80% time you can preserve the vision. Diabetic nephropathy, it's important cause of mortality and morbidity in the chronic diabetic case. More the advanced diabetic, long duration diabetic, they develop nephropathy, and gradually, initially it is a mild kidney disease. Later stage you had end stage liver disease of diabetes, end stage renal failure. Initially you find thickening of glomerular basement membrane, accumulation of matrix metolin in the mesangium, the stage of microalbuminuria. Microalbuminuria means 30 to 300 milligram of protein pass in the urine. The early case of diabetic kidney involvement. Then later overt nephropathy, this glucose levels are high and cause lot of damage, cause glomerular sclerosis, etc. The albumin is secreted more, and you find microalbuminuria, and patient develops chronic kidney disease, advanced end stage liver disease. Management, we have to correct the glucose metabolism should be correct. It should be kept tight glucose control in all chronic cases. Drugs like ACE inhibitors, captopril, enalapril, or angiotensin inhibitors, they help in controlling microalbuminuria to some extent. And at the end stage, your patient requires dialysis, and sometimes they require renal transplantation. Diabetic neuropathy is one more complication of diabetes mellitus. Neuropathy, every 50 to 80% case of chronic diabetes, you find this neuropathy because of histopathological changes in the nerves, axonal degeneration, thickening of Schwann cell basal lamina, patchy segmental demyelination. So all this you find thickening of basal membrane and microthrombi in intramural areas. Intramural capillaries, you find so many things resulting in diabetic neuropathy. Two types of diabetic neuropathy: somatic, visceral. Somatic diabetic is somatic diabetic neuropathy. Once again, it is polyneuropathy, which is very common, symmetrical, mainly sensory and distal. Rarely we see asymmetrical, mainly motor and proximal. Sometimes we see mononeuropathy, where only 7th nerve involved, 5th nerve involved, other nerve involved is there. Visceral or autonomic neuropathy is also very, very common, that give rise to various clinical features, where cardiovascular, GI system, genitourinary, so many systems are affected, giving rise to various clinical features, vast features. As you can see, autonomic can cause cardiovascular, it can cause postural hypertension, GI system, it can cause dysphagia, diarrhea, constipation, genitourinary, it can cause problem in the urine or sexual problem, pseudomotor, where suddenly patient develops profuse sweating for no reasons, and itching, dry skin, diabetic foot, and all so many things because of this autonomic neuropathy. Management of this neuropathy is once again high blood sugar, tight blood sugar control, nutritional diet, neurotropic vitamins like B12, folic acid, antioxidants to be given, those patients will have severe pains. We can give certain drugs like gabapentin, pregabalin in required dose to help relieving the symptoms. Diabetic food is a combination of both neuropathy and micros and microvascular complications, where ulceration takes place in the food, lot of osteomyelitis, some gangrene may require removal of. So treatment of management of this is good control, and sometimes patient extensive damage, ulcers requires amputation. So now other complications are diabetic dermal complications, which I mentioned is initially lot of infection can occur in diabetics. Few word about gestational diabetes mellitus, which in female it is possible in India. It is defined as a diabetes with first onset organized during pregnancy. Majority of the woman after pregnancy may become normal, but some continue to have lifelong. Risk factor for gestational diabetes mellitus is the ladies which are obese, family history of hypertension, or previous history of microsomia or large baby delivered. Diagnostic criteria of gestational diabetes mellitus. It is little different from the normal diabetes diagnosis. Any pregnant woman having fasting glucose 99 milligram or 2 hours glucose load 162 milligram, we say that patient develop GDM. Now what happened to the fetus? Problem with the fetus and problem with the mother. In pregnancy, high sugar will have, hyperglycemia will have teratogenic effect. It can cause a lot of congenital malformations in the baby. Later hyperglycemia in the pregnancy, if there is a hyperglycemia, then patient will find microsomia, large fetal baby, large baby, microsomia, which requires cesarean section to deliver the baby. The mother, lot of time patient will have termination of pregnancy and lot of complications they may develop. So the treatment of diabetes mellitus in pregnant ladies or gestational diabetes mellitus, you have to give good diet control plus injection insulin multiple dose to maintain glucose level normal. The baby becomes normal, no congenital malformation. When the baby is delivered, then we can follow the lady. They may become normal, or if they continue to have a diabetic symptom signs, then you can give oral medicines. For today, you have seen that we learned diabetes. It's a very common disorder. 77 million people are Indian affected right now. Remaining half are pre-diabetic. So we can imagine the huge proportion of Indians. Every next person, third or fourth person sitting before you are elderly people, they will have diabetic. And type of diabetes, type 1, 2 common. Rare types are also mentioned. Their pathogenesis, how this is developed, their clinical features, how to diagnose, diagnostic criteria, then various modes of management. Good diabetic control, you have a good life. Lot of complications will not come. Where the diet control, lifestyle control, and then medicines, either oral anti-diabetic agent or insulin injection. You know what are the insulin types, indication of insulin, and some side effect of insulin, and then complications were learned. Diabetes mellitus is a chronic disease, lifelong patient suffers. There was a lot of complications. For that, we have to give from very first day of diagnosed diabetes, treat it very effectively. Good diabetic control will not develop various complications, more so the microvascular complications, various neuropathies, retinopathy, and neuropathy. Microvascular complication, microvascular complications are discussed. You have to manage those. With this, I give this talk to a rest, since I covered most of the problems associated with diabetes mellitus. Okay.